everyone, today I am going to discuss about illness and illness behavior. Let us see what is meant by illness. According to Cozier, the definition is illness is a condition characterized by a deviation from a normal health state which is manifested by physical and psychological symptoms. Here, illness we can also call it as a unhealthy or poor health, and it is a deviation from the normal health status, and it is be manifested by the physical and psychological symptoms. Let us see one more definition according to the Porter and Perry. Illness is a state in which a person's physical, intellectual, emotional, social or spiritual dimensions are going to be diminished or impaired compared to the previous experience of an individual. Illness behavior. A coping mechanism involves always individual describes, monitor, interpret their symptoms, take medical actions and the use of healthcare system. Here it is referred to any actions or reactions of individual who feels unwell. Person go for the treatment for his better health, those consider themselves ill. So there are the two variables affecting the illness behavior, internal variables and external variables. First we will see about the internal variables. The internal variables influencing the behavior of ill person as those perception of symptoms, nature of illness, characteristics of a person. First one by one we will see that. Perception of symptom. It is the way of perceiving the symptoms of illness that influence illness. It means that it is the way of perceiving, means the person is feeling about the symptoms but it is not diagnosing. If a person take the symptoms not too seriously and take adequate treatment, recovery will be quickly. But if the person is perceiving the symptoms very seriously, whether they are not taking the treatment properly, it will become life-threatening condition. Next we will see nature of illness. Nature of illness also affect illness behavior. If the person is suffering with the acute illness, then he will take the treatment, mean it is going to be curable. If the person is suffering with the chronically ill, and he may get frustrated and it will be accompanied with the any other chronic illnesses. Next one, characteristics of a person. How a person respond to illness depending upon the adjusting, coping abilities. He may be become well adjusted to illness or he may not be get the adjustment to the illness. Those people will go for the mentally disturbed. Next we will see external variables. These are the external variables. This is visibility of symptom, first one. Second one, social group. Third one is culture and values. Fourth one is economic variables. Fifth one is accessibility of health care system. One by one we will see now. Visibility of symptom. Here the visibility of symptoms affect the body image as well as the behavior also. The clients with visibility symptoms are more likely to seek more assistance than client without symptom. For nice example, a person with lip ulcer will seek medical help sooner than a person with sore throat, because a lip sore can change the personal look of a person. So he will be concentrate on the changing of his personal look. Next we will see social group. Social group may assist the client in recognizing the threat of illness or support the denial of potential illness. The client respond positively to the social support. Here the social may help the patient to assist in his illness, and they will learn how to behave with the illness and they will support also. Next we will see culture and values. The culture and values teach the client how to remain healthy, how to turn over with the illness to healthy condition, and also how to recognize the illness. The culture and values will teach to the patient. Next we will see economic variables. The economical variables will be depending on the patient's treatment. It means that if the patient is poor in condition, he can't affordable that much of money to get the treatment in a multi-speciality hospitals, and he may go for the chronic illnesses also sometimes. Next one is the accessibility of health services. The proximity of health services has great influence on individual in utilizing the same. So here what it was saying, Each of these variables, not only in the accessibility of variables, not only internal, not only external, all of the variables alone or its combination may affect the ways and the affected client will react to the illness. So here the nurses spend more time with the sick patients than any other health team member. Nurse can assist their patients in overcoming the problems related to illness behavior. Next we'll see some of the stages of illness behavior. The experience of illness of it is complex. We can't say that these are the experience of a person. It should be multidimensional. The person generally passes through 5 stages of illness behavior. Generally, those are symptom experience. Second stage is assumption of sick role. Third stage is medical care contact. Fourth stage is dependent client care. Fifth stage is recovery and rehabilitation. Let us see one by one what is meant by symptom experience. It is the first stage. Person feels that something is wrong, but he is not able to diagnose the particular problem in their body. Perception of symptoms include awareness of physical change like pain, rashes, lump. At the end of this stage, he is able to make the decision that is a symptom of an illness. Next one is second stage, assumption of sick role. If the person is experiencing with the symptoms, then the client will assume the sick role and seek confirmation from family and others that they are indeed in sick, and then he gets excused from the normal duties. Whenever the patient is suffering with the symptoms, he may not be able to attend the office duties, he may not be attend to the classes, then he may seek for the role and responsibilities of his daily activities. Next one is the medical care contact. At this stage, the client acknowledges the illness and seeks explanation of causes, duration of illness and its complications. Here, the medical care, at this stage, the client can know that what was the causes of this, what was my symptoms, what was its duration. He can be able to explain to the medical professionals. The health professionals may be determine whether the client is ill or not. After knowing about the illness, some clients seek the medical treatment, but sometimes they start denying the symptoms. Next, fourth stage is dependent stage. After accepting the diagnosis, client become dependent upon healthcare professionals to get the treatment. Hence, the client accept the care, sympathy, protection from the demands and stress of life. Here, after entering in dependent stage, the client has to adjust to disruption in a daily activities. The disruption affects the client role in occupation, family, community and may lead to stress also sometimes. Next one is recovery and rehabilitation. This is the stage when the symptoms of illness get subsided and the person will run out the normal life as he was before. Next we will see emotional responses to illness. An emotion is a bodily state which involves feelings that may be consciously or unconsciously motivated. The emotions are expressed or experienced depends upon the person's basic personality or perception of situation. Here it is the sum of emotional responses to illness, that is fear, over dependence and feeling of helplessness, anxiety, hope, anger or hostility. First one is the fear. Fear is an emotional response because of any harm of unpleasantness. Here normally the body reacts by the attempting to avoid or withdraw from the threat. The nurse can alleviate a fear readily, and the other hand some are reluctant to express the fear. Second one is the over dependence and feeling of helplessness. Here during this period of illness, the dependence and feeling of helplessness usually increase up to the point of they may be harmful for the client. In this role, the nurses can observe neatly over dependency in patient and she can assist the client to decrease this manner to capable of his capabilities. Next one feeling is, emotional response is anxiety. Illness results in anxiety. Anxiety also leads insomnia, diarrhea, shift in BP, otherwise fatigue, and adequate coping with the disease condition. The nurses should have the prior knowledge about the anxiety level of the client and should know about the interventions to reduce the anxiety level in the patient. Next one is the hope. Most people hope for the best and expect a long and healthy life. So, physical and emotional equilibrium get the disturbances, and even death may occur if a person gives up their living. So, the nurse can reinforce the hope and encourage the client for continuous struggling. The last one is the anger and hostility. Here, anger is an emotion that is because of a frustration or struggling with an unpleasant situations. Hostility, it is an unfriendliness. The patients may express their hostility through by their behaviors. These are the emotional responses to the illness. Next we will see impact of illness. So there are the two impact of illnesses. Those are impact of illness on client, impact of illness on client and family. Impact and illness on a client means here the discomfort of any kind of may interfere with the ability to rest and sleep. People who are ill in condition, they require more sleep because of their need for increased growth and hormone or to promote tissue repair. Otherwise, illness may be disturb the normal rhythm of the sleep and awakeness. So here, impact of illness on client and family. So here the client and family must deal with the changes occurring from the illness and treatment. The changes due to illness that are experienced by a client and family or as follows. We can see now how it is impacting on the client and family. First one is the illness will be impacting on the behavioral and emotional changes. The individual reactions towards to illness depending upon his attitude, nature of illness and reaction of others to it. Short-term illness maybe causes few behavior changes in the functioning of the client and the family. The changes may be occur due to the illness that are experienced by a client and family. So impact and family roles. So here during illness, role of the client and family members get disturbed, maybe for the shorter or for a long term. So an individual and family adjust easily to a short term changes. So because some other if the person is suffering with any small fever, cold and mean, the family also will be adjusted to the viral infections. If the person is suffering with the long term changes it required the long term adjustment process. If any family losing the person by the chronically ill means the family should be adjust to the those situations. Impact on body image. The main thing that get affected by the illness are physical appearance. The physical appearance like body image and those are the body type of changes, their adaptive capacity and the rate at which the changes take place and supportive services will be available. Next on impact on self concept. Self concept means individual mental image of themselves, like how they view their strength and weaknesses in all aspects of their life. The impact of illness on self concept, it is not easily observed, but when the self concept get affected, the person will no longer meet the expectations of family, leading to anxiety, frustration and conflicts also sometime. Next we will see impact on family dynamics. So impact on family dynamics is a process by which a family functions, makes decisions, gives support to an individual member and copes with everyday changes and challenges. Here because of some dynamics, because of some changes, the family should be adjust to the social circumstances and they should be cope up with the everyday activities in their changes in their life and they should take it as a challenges. So still now we discussed about illness, illness behavior, different variables of illness behavior, stages of illness behavior, emotional responses to illness and different impact of illness. Thank you.